Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. Welcome to News Tonight. Let's start with a look at the top stories. President Museveni pledges government commitment to support the oil and gas sector. Police Sergeant Dr. Beruhanga says late Susan Magara lacked oxygen. Parliament pays tribute to icon Joyce Mpanga. While Sekafa tournament starts in Nairobi on the 25th of November. It's News Tonight. Welcome aboard. My name is Micheal Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins in for sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Museveni has met and held discussions with the delegation from the Equal Opportunities Commission, led by the Commission Chairperson Safia Narule Juko at State House Entebbe. During the meeting, the delegation presented an annual report on the state of equal opportunities in Uganda 2021-22 and 2022-23 in accordance with the Section 24(2) of the Equal Opportunities Commission Act and in line with Article 32 of the Constitution of Uganda. President Museveni commended the Commission for a good report but urged them to always emphasize crucial areas such as ensuring peace and security in Uganda, explaining that if a country has no security, the marginalized groups suffer even more because the rich people can go outside the country and then come back to normal. On behalf of the Commission, Narule Juko expressed gratitude to President Museveni for appointing them to head the Equal Opportunities Commission. The Commission is a statutory body established by an Act of Parliament to effectuate Article 32 Clause 3 and Article 32 Clause 4 of the Constitution of Uganda. The 8th edition of the Uganda International Oil and Gas Summit has opened in Kampala with over 175 delegates attending. Prime Minister Robin Nabbanja represented President Museveni as chief guest. We have details to this.
A total of 16 countries are participating in this international summit taking place at Serena Hotel in Kampala. It is being held under the theme, Uganda's Oil and Gas Revolution, Harnessing Opportunities, Overcoming Challenges and Creating a Sustainable Future. In a speech read for him by the Prime Minister, President Museveni said the projected investment and jobs for Ugandans are being realized.
Energy is a matter of human survival. In fact, you cannot have a meaningful discourse on development without underlying the importance of energy, because when people are poor, they are a threat to the environment. On the other hand, when the people are empowered socio-economically, they are able to afford cleaner sources of energy like LPG and electricity, thereby preserving the environment. So, to safeguard our environment, there is need to assist our people to get out of poverty, and one of the surest ways of achieving this is by supporting industrialization, which requires adequate energy.
This summit gives Uganda a chance to share experiences with other oil sector players to enable the country begin oil production on a strong foundation.
Recent projections show a continued increase in the demand for petroleum in the near and medium term. Besides, we also know that apart from the transportation sector, there are several other uses of petroleum resources, including fuel oils for heating and electricity generation, asphalt and road oil, and feedstocks for making chemicals, plastics, fertilizers, pharmaceuticals, explosives, synthetic materials, among others.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabira, said partnership between government and oil companies has enabled infrastructure development such as roads and refineries.
Uganda's oil and gas story has been a very interesting one, driven by commitment and value maximization. For some time now, we have been working patiently, but in a focused manner, under the guidance of His Excellency the President of Uganda, General Dr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa, to ensure that we sustainably explore and exploit our oil and gas resources.
She said Uganda's transition into oil production should be judged fairly and not compared with already established sector players.
But all the policies that support oil and gas have been passed in the required time frame, and I'm very, very appreciative. The presentations and discussions during the course of this conference, Right Honourable, will showcase the progress that has been registered since the discovery of commercial quantities of oil and gas in 2006.
She pledged government's commitment to continue supporting the oil and gas sector. I'm Nafka Farida, reporting.
Parliament has today paid tribute to the late former Minister of State for Primary Education, Joyce Mpanga, who passed on Saturday, 18th November 2023 at the age of 89. Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa received the body of the late at 10:30 a.m. in a special sitting to honor the late Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa. Third Deputy Prime Minister Rukia Nakadama and almost all other MPs agreed that Mpanga served her country with a distinction, a long-standing advocate for gender equality, among others.
At exactly 10:30 a.m., the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, received the body of the late Joyce Mpanga, who died on Saturday, 18th November 2023. The special sitting to honor the late started at exactly 2 p.m. The third Deputy Prime Minister, Rukia Nakadama, on behalf of government, moved the motion to pay tribute to the late Mpanga. And in her remarks, Nakadama says Mpanga was a celebrated educationist, women rights activist, veteran politician, and also a long-standing advocate of gender equality, among others.
Was a distinguished leader who exhibited excellency, resiliency, integrity, and diligence in the leadership positions she held, and consequently impacted upon many Ugandans to deliberately contribute to the social and economic transformation of Uganda.
This motion was seconded by the leader of opposition, Mathias Mpanga.
In the education sector, rising from a classroom teacher to become a minister, she used this time and space to advocate for specifically girl-child education.
Mpanga exhibited excellence, resilience, integrity, and diligence in the leadership position she held, consequently impacted upon many Ugandans to deliberately contribute to the social and economic transformation of Uganda, according to different legislators.
Many of us in the education sector, she has been our role model. Many of the policies we have in the education, in the Ministry of Education, she greatly contributed, greatly. She wanted to see every child in Uganda of school-going age go to school, stay there until one completes the education cycle.
The woman representative for Dokolo District, Cecilia Ogwal, who worked with the late, thinks government has been unfair when recognizing the heroes of this country.
Let us increase the budget on girl child education. Because Joyce has been able to prove you educate a girl, you educate the entire community and the entire country. Joyce's children did not put a burden on the family of anyone.
Mpanga served as minister from 1989 to 1992, as she was also former MP for Mubende district and a member of the Buganda Luchiko. Shamim Naiga and Gloria Bitabinji compiled this report.
Minister of State for Gender and Culture, Peace Mutuzo, has confirmed Uganda joining an Africa-wide campaign named Africa Educated Her Campaign, with an aim to ensuring that every girl has access to quality education. Mutuzo says that 40,714 women have so far reported cases of gender-based violence and have been helped. She was speaking ahead of the 16 days of activism campaign against gender-based violence due to take place on the 25th of November to 10th December 2023 in Kiriandongo district.
State for Gender and Culture, Peace Mutuzo, has assured the public about government's commitment to end violence against women and girls in Uganda. Mutuzo says Uganda will be joining an African-wide campaign named Africa Educates Her Campaign, aimed at ensuring that every girl has access to quality education.
The government of Uganda, under the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, joined the global campaign in 2008 and has since utilized the campaign annually as an advocacy and mobilization strategy for raising public awareness on gender-based violence and its implications to national development, influencing behavior change and ensuring high level of political and socio-economic commitment to end impunity.
Uganda's engagement in the global campaign to stop gender-based violence has helped in increasing public awareness as a human right, public health, economic and social issue at family level, community and national level, thus helping over 40,000 women reporting cases of gender-based violence.
So far, about 46,481 survivors have sought support in the 23 gender-based shelters, and of which 40,714 are female, 5,766 were male, and 443 were persons with disabilities.
The minister urged the public to be allies in preventing violence against women and girls by reporting such cases and advocating for measures that ensure women's safety.
To invite everyone to become an ally in preventing violence against women and girls.
Jane Nramcha reporting for UBC.
Broadcasters from Somalia have visited UBC for a benchmarking and information sharing program. The move is part of the African Union Transition Mission ADMIS in Somalia, which aims at streamlining the media landscape before its exit in 2024.
A delegation from Somalia has toured UBC for a familiarization program to understand how national broadcasters work and implement the same in their country.
So we're doing a workshop kind of knowledge sharing, but beyond that also we're visiting media organizations to understand, how they work, how they are funded, what are the policies, how are they structured, how are overheads and the rest covered, so that the government could also have a basis for a good benchmarking.
They have visited UBC to see, number one, how UBC is structured, and then number two, how the different portfolios that UBC has gotten. And we do hope that this will help them to understand the legal framework against which UBC was born through the Act of Parliament, and the basis upon which they can also be able to create the different changing demographics from, say, the young people, which is the biggest demographic across African countries. And of course, apart from that, you look at the female group and the different consumers. So these are key in understanding the dynamism within the media industry. So basically, this is a familiarization tour to help them understand what the public broadcaster is doing.
Part of the African Union transition mission in Somalia is to streamline media landscape before its exit in 2024. Gifty Blingley is the head of public information at ATMIS delegation in Somalia.
Taken them through a number of things, the operations of UBC, how UBC operates and all that. And also we have managed to find out how much they also operate, basically comparing notes here and there. And for us, it has been a very great opportunity to interact with them, to learn from them, but also them learning from us. It's been a wonderful experience.
The familiarization and benchmarking visit exposed the media practitioners on objectivity and information dissemination.
We have seen the studios of the radio and even the studios of the TV. We have seen and listened the development of UBC, how it is from state-owned media to the public media, and that was another experience and interesting to listen. And our purpose is to see the experience of Uganda public media.
Komagum Rogers and Saddam Mumbali for UBC.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa has expressed the need to fast-track the financing for early childhood development through prioritization of pre-primary education in the budget. Tayebwa made the remarks at the opening of an orientation meeting of members of Parliament on early childhood development at the Golf Course Hotel in Kampala.
Early childhood is a period from prenatal to age 8, and early childhood development looks at the care, development and growth. It's the process of change in a child's physical body size and height. Under the National Development Plan 3, government intends to increase the coverage on years of schooling from 6.1 to 11 years before 2025, and also reduce prevalence of under 5 stunting from 28.9% to 19%.
Child is underfed. If a child is living in an environment where they are not getting the nutritious food, then the brain development is going to be compromised. If you look at Uganda, for example, for our children aged 3 years to 6 years who are developmentally on track in literacy and numeracy, for those that are not stunted, 31% are actually developmentally on track in literacy and numeracy, and for those who are stunted, only 13% of them are developmentally on track.
The most critical gap lacking is of a policy to regulate the early childhood education, and this affects access to pre-primary education. Although early childhood education is said to be done by mostly private sector, government schools have the early childhood education centers.
They are unlicensed. Who is to do this? And this finally affects the service, the quality of the service. It affects the access, but also children receiving wrong content because nobody is supervising that children are getting the right content at the right time, which are age appropriate.
Already, there's some part of what we would call ECCE that is being funded by government, but then it's at the wrong level. So you find that currently the education system is having so many young children below 5 years who are in P1 because parents are working, but they can't afford ECCE. And these receive capitation. So it means government is funding ECCE, but at the wrong level. We need a system that can now sort them.
Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, together with Early Years Count Uganda, a non-government organisation, and the Parliamentary Forum on Children, have held a meeting to orient members of Parliament on early childhood development with emphasis on investing in early childhood development.
If we can track each and every coin, because you see, money can be scattered, okay? Money can be scattered. And I don't think this is captured under the 18 areas programs for budgeting. It's also still scattered. So we didn't identify it as a critical sector to say this is a program on its own, so you can follow the money and the program.
Whereas Deputy Speaker of Parliament Taiwa advocates for increased funding to both UPE and USE, expressed the need to conduct a thorough audit on the schools to eliminate ghosts.
The deep corruption. There is a very, very deep corruption where the registered numbers, okay, are not the exact ones. So now schools swap. When you're coming to do census in a certain school, they use students from the other school to add up the numbers, Most of these numbers are imaginary. So like how we've done audit for human resource in the country, we need to do serious audit for our students in these schools.
Stakeholders also expressed the need to empower families economically to increase their household income. Amnafka Farida and Juman Samba in Kampala.
The United Arab Emirates has affirmed its commitment to explore investment opportunities in Uganda. This follows President Museveni's call to investors in the UAE to come and invest in Uganda. The President and ruler of the United Arab Emirates, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has sent a delegation for a fact-finding mission on the reported investment opportunities.
President Museveni last week visited the United Arab Emirates on the invitation of his counterpart, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to interest UAE investors to tap into the vast opportunities in Uganda. The President of UAE has now sent a delegation of investors and government officials to show their commitment to what the heads of state agreed upon.
About 7 sectors. So there is in agriculture, coffee, fruits and vegetables, especially avocado, which they are interested in. Tea, rice, so there was a team on that. And then you had lithium-ion battery people who are interested in electric vehicles, making batteries. Then you have people who are interested in technology for government.
Government and private investors have this morning demonstrated the capabilities and gaps where financing can be done.
Less than 7 years, our export value went from $1.94 to $2.30. Yet our production almost went 82%. So this is the great production opportunity of Uganda, and this is what we want to move to, what we call value addition. How can Uganda be a great partner to the UAE and the Gulf?
But surprisingly, we're not taking live animals to the Middle East. The animals that come from Uganda go to Kenya, then they are exported as Kenyan cattle to the Middle East.
It connects from Kampala to Malaba at our border with Kenya. That route is under procurement right now, and we hope to start construction next calendar year. However, even on that route, there are opportunities.
The visiting delegation expressed their commitment to explore the investment opportunities for job creation and value addition.
After we heard from all the stakeholders, from the counterpart in Uganda, and we are really looking very much forward to see real-time investments very soon into the market, where it will bring prosperity and job creation for the local community and value addition to the economy.
However, some investors expressed concerns about export markets and certification.
We don't have a higher certifying body from the Middle East. And I think if we could have some higher certifying firms participating in our market here, it would be good for us to comply with the requirements.
We will make sure that we work on the government levels to ensure that we facilitate these certifications and all the requirements to export.
The investors will tour various sites, and their findings will inform their commitment to invest in the identified opportunities. The visiting delegation will meet President Museveni on Wednesday this week and present their findings to him. Mary Namkose, UBC News.
Minister for Presidency Mili Babalanda has encouraged leaders to collaborate and actively contribute to achieving the NRM Manifesto targets. Babalanda made the remarks at a retreat for district leaders of West Nile on Manifesto implementation at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi. The minister highlighted that 64% of the commitments still require significant effort for full implementation.
District leaders of West Nile are at the National Leadership Institute Chankwanzi to assess the implementation of the NRM Manifesto. Opening the retreat, Minister for Presidency Mpanga Babalanda said government is committed to securing Uganda's future as detailed in the 2021-2026 NRM Manifesto.
From the analysis of performance of the past 2 years, it is indicated that a number of commitments, 64%, still require a lot of effort to be fully implemented. We therefore need to address aspects of corruption, land acquisition, which delays project implementation, and challenges of the program approach to planning.
Minister said government has introduced the parish development model as a government service extension vehicle for poverty eradication.
Our expectation is that you ensure provision of quality education, quality health care, provision of water and energy, while emphasizing proper and sustainable use of the resources availed.
She said the retreat aims to monitor and coordinate the manifesto implementation in West Nile. Babalanda recognized the challenge of government representatives failing to fulfill their roles without waiting for external intervention.
It is therefore important to meet in such forum in a retreat as a way of strengthening the monitoring and coordination of the implementation in order to achieve the targets of the Manifesto 2021-2026. We do not come here to pass time and spend budgets, but we are here to put our heads together to question and interrogate our progress in implementing the Manifesto.
The Director NRM Manifesto Implementation Unit, Willis Bashasha, said there are still challenges of corruption, land acquisition delays, and program planning affecting the NRM Manifesto implementation.
And this West Nile sub-region is the last cohort of the leaders across the country whom we are meeting. So it's very significant in a sense that we are very, very much interested as MIU to make sure that the progress of the manifesto is shared at all times. And through this, these leaders can pick the data to go and also appraise the citizens how far we have gone.
The 5-day retreat is expected to end Friday this week. So that Kaye, UBC News.
Keep it with us for more.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Jovia ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ageewala ennyo okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa Jovia kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli
tewali kkubo ku ki ky'osobola okukola ku mukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
In this family, we can't agree on anything.
Martha.
We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndowoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Netu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Netu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Jovia ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ageewala ennyo okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa Jovia kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli
tewali kkubo ku ki ky'osobola okukola ku mukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
In the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy Wanawoli.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Malaria is still the #1 cause of death in Uganda. To help you protect your family from malaria, the government of Uganda is continuing its mosquito nets distribution campaign to give mosquito nets to every household in the country. Register and receive your mosquito nets from the community health worker. Distribution of nets in the following districts and cities will take place from the 28th to the 29th of November 2023. Bulisa, Mityana, Kagadi, Kole, Agago, Kumi, Omoro, Ngora, Nwoya, Amuria, Manafwa, Pader, Katakwi, Sembabule, Mubende, Chikube, Hoima District, Hoima City and Chitagwenda. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. Sleep under a mosquito net every night. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Global Fund.
Under the net, no malaria will catch.
UBC News Tonight. Welcome back from the break and thank you so much for watching. President Yoweri Museveni has said that government will continue protecting local manufacturers from unfair competition with their foreign counterparts. The president was meeting members of the Presidential CEO Forum at State House in Entebbe. Led by the vice chairman of the Presidential CEO Forum, Emmanuel Katongole, the team had come to brief the president on the achievements registered since the beginning of the CEO Forum in 2021. Museveni noted that African economies must undergo transformation from raw materials producing economies if they are to undergo socio-economic transformation. He gave an example of the global textile industry that is worth $800 million that Uganda has been missing out as a result of exporting unprocessed cotton, which according to him has got 7 job levels.
Develop infrastructure. We are going to build a new dam called Ayago, 840 megawatts. We are going to build it with some group connected with the religious people. We are going to build, I was discussing with the UAE, they want to build 200 megawatts of solar in Bulamburi, but with a price of 5 cents per unit. So we are continuing to build those dams. We are not going to relax. There was even people wanted to do geothermal, but the Americans are frightening them, but they will use different funding. And we are working on the SGR. So strategically speaking, we are targeting having cheap electricity and cheap transport. Because these are the crucial ones. PDM is moving well, but we have now had a problem of seeds. That people are selling as fake seeds. Because when the government pulled out of Abantu Bange, the ones who are supposed to be distributing seeds had become the seed growers now. With the very dangerous fear of Gokorako Goriako. The CEO Forum is now ready and in position to suggest and nominate the key representatives that can add value to these business excursions. Your Excellency, we are extremely grateful for the opportunity to regularly meet with us as private sector to address pertinent issues. It is a reflection of your commitment to private sector development, sustainability, and aspirations for a secure future.
UBC News Tonight. Manufacturers for beverages have appealed to government to curb the increasing number of substandard products on the market, which has created unfair competition. This was during a tour of Mpanga industrial area by the State Minister of Trade, Industries and Cooperative, David Bahati.
The Minister of State for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, David Bahati, has toured beverage manufacturing companies in Mpanga industrial area to inspect their production facilities and take note of their plans for improved production.
We also want to ensure that the products that are being put on the market are of high standard, that quality is maintained to protect the growth of business, but also most importantly, protect the health of the people of Uganda.
Unfair competition, substandard products on market, certification of products which affect export of products across the region are just but a few challenges that beverage companies are facing.
Unfortunately, these products are competing against us in the market, even they don't have the mark, and they're causing us slower in our sales, and they are causing problems for the consumers by providing not healthy product. That's the main challenge that we have today.
The Minister of Trade promised to support regulatory bodies to fully implement required standards and address the existing challenges.
There is no space of substandard products, whether in quantity or quality, on the Ugandan market. And as NNBS, as the Minister of Industry, we are going to ensure that that is done. We are going to enforce that no substandard products should be on the market.
Manufacturers also appeal to government to negotiate the importation of raw quality materials in case of deficit.
Sometimes the products from the local fruits are not available in the market. What we seek the help from the ministry, when this issue happens and the season it does not cover all the demand from market, like we have 3 big juice producers such as Honor, Minute Maid, Coca-Cola, Splash from Britannia. If the market requires high quantity and the availability is small, now we face an issue. If we don't meet the limit of URA, what do we do? Do we stop production? That will open the gate for the import products to come in.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Doctor says you are getting better. I have a list of suspects in my file here, but I need you to help me identify the thief who attacked you.
He's a thief again.
Malaria is a thief. Don't let it rob you and your loved ones. Prevent it by sleeping under a mosquito net. Clear bushes and all stagnant water around you. If you notice any symptoms, go to a health center near you to test and treat, and ensure to complete your full dose to avoid severe malaria, which could lead to death.
Prof Bio Research abawanguzi bawadi ya Best East African Brand bila biri mwesatu bakutegekedde omusomo. The Great Sound Down 8 Sata zimera committee okukubera okubanga 26 November paka nga 2 December Wikotorio Mall Hall Rooftop omusomesa waffe yomukenkufu Nyanzi Julius ekyuma kiwagala kyuma musansi ne tekinologiya mwe muli okola ebigimusa okuva mu pampa z'abaana n'enjazi zava Micheal okukamula omubisi mu menvu ng'embidde ng'okozesa ekyuma okutandikawo obukolero ng'okukola sabuni wa habo n'okukola ebibiriiti kugateka ennima ey'omulembe ng'okulima ekitiko okutukwa abakadde kanodama mushroom okulima ensogasoga jangu oyiga okugattako omutindo gamba ng'okukola ebizigo n'omubisi okuva mu kigaji okukamula butto mu nsogasoga nga tiketi ya $10 ng'ofunirako tule y'amagi ga safrani n'ekitiko kya ganodama saa 3 ez'okumakya nga tutandika buukinga tiketi yo ng'ogigula ku mobile money ku noti 7 noti 3 152
UBC News Tonight Sports News. The Uganda Under-18 boys football team is undergoing final preparations ahead of the 2023 Sekafa Under-18 tournament that will happen in Kenya starting this weekend.
With a few days left until the inaugural Sekafa Under-18 Championship set for Nairobi, the Uganda Under-18 boys are in their final preparations before departure for Kenya this week.
I think by the time we leave to go to Kenya, we shall have that good willingness of playing, how to get results, how to play for fun, because we need to develop them to play good football.
Luzinda Derrick has boosted the team with international exposure, having played for English side Queen's Park Rangers.
Being called up for Uganda is a privilege. I'm honoured because this is my country, this is where my family's from. So honestly, this is something I've worked hard for my whole life. So to be called up is definitely something, it's a milestone in my career. My promise is that I'm going to give 100%. I'm always going to work hard, give my best, I'm going to help the team. And I'm always going to play for the country, to play for the badge.
The tournament will take place in Kenya on Saturday 25th November and close marks on Saturday 9th December 2023. Uganda is in Group B that contains South Sudan, Zanzibar and Tanzania. Marshall Miro Victor, UBC News.
That is all we had for you at this particular point. We'll get back to you at 10 p.m. with another arrangement. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Let's catch you then. Bye-bye.
It is time now to look at the weather report tonight. My name is Molin Kenyana. Now we still have moist southeasterly winds that are coming in from the Indian Ocean towards the country, and those are contributing to the wet weather activities that we have across the Lake Victoria Basin and much of Central. That is according to our satellite analysis. We're also looking at the Congo air mass that is moving in towards the country, and that is also contributing to the rainy conditions that we have, especially for western Uganda, but we are looking at a reduction across the northern area where we have mostly sunny intervals. Now tomorrow morning we'll start off with rainy conditions that will be across the Lake Victoria and much of Central and across the western part of the country. We're looking at light rains across the midwestern, Battery and Zori area and southwestern. We'll start off with a mix of clouds and sunshine across the eastern part of the country. We're looking at light rains across parts of Jinja as well as Tororo, but much of Soroti will start off with mostly sunny conditions. The northern parts of the country, we do expect to start off with mostly sunny conditions, but those will be mixed with intervals of cloudy conditions. Now, as we cross over into the afternoon, we're looking at rains for most of the areas within Central as well as the Lake Victoria Basin. Quite a warm day is forecast. For Central, temperatures will be rising up to 28. We're also looking at 27. That is across the nation's capital, Kampala. The western part of the country, we are forecasting rainy conditions, much of the area, and we're looking at a warm day for Kasese. Temperatures will be rising up to 29 and quite low temperatures for Kabale Helens at 22 degrees. The eastern parts of the country, we're looking at rainy conditions, and much of that will be across several places with a 29 forecast for Soroti. The northern parts of the country, we do expect to have those rains again. That will be across much of the area. Also looking at continuously sunny intervals for the Karamoja region. Temperatures will rise up to 30 degrees. Some of the cities that we had for you outside of Uganda, we are forecasting cloudy conditions that will be across London as well as Beijing. A sunny day is forecast for Dubai. Temperatures will be 30 degrees, quite a warm day over there. That brings us to the end of tonight's weather report. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Marlon Kenyana.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Development Response to Displacement Impacts Project, DRDIP, is a regional multi-sectoral project focusing on the impacts of the protracted presence of refugees on the hosting communities in the 4 countries of Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Uganda. Don't miss this Tuesday, 21st November from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster, UBC, a fantastic discussion on how the Development Response to Displacement Impacts Project is making a big difference in refugee management in Uganda. Live